Well, hello everybody, welcome back to Wild Astro. We're on an overnighter in Snowdonia. You can't see him, but Mr. Dave Outdoors is sat over to my left here. Say hello, Dave.
Hello, Dave.
And we're heading up the south flank of Mount Snowdon, looking for a nice little place to pitch the tents for the night, and we're going to have a cracker. So come and join us. We're heading up Snowdon, and we'd love to have you on the ride with us. This is Wild Astro. Ready, kid?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Let's do this. This is where the weather caught up with us last time, innit, Dave?
It was, yeah. Absolutely peed it down, didn't it?
Yeah.
Was it up here? Yeah, it was up there. You sent your drone.
I did.
On tap flying, didn't you?
Yes, I did. That's right.
Place, yeah.
And then we spent 14 hours in the tent.
Unforgettable, that was.
Hell of a night. So we've arrived, folks. This linn on Snowdon doesn't have a name. At least according to OS Maps, it doesn't have a name. But this is my 5th time here. Dave's 2nd time here. And we've never seen anyone else here. And we've just both been stood here enjoying that moment where you take your pack off, still your breathing, and just enjoy that silence that only comes from being this far into the wild. And it's magical. It's been a while, but I have talked about it before. That's that lovely moment when all the shit you've dealt with and all the shit you've got to deal with doesn't matter anymore. At least not until you get back to the world. And you don't get to experience it on every wild camp. But when you do, it's so relieving. I've talked about the reset button and lots of other stuff that wild camp does for the mind, not just the body, but the mind. And we're ticking the boxes today. We're ticking the boxes today. The quiet is wonderful. Raven. Can you see that? You can hear it. I feel as free as him today. Fantastic. I've said it before. Get yourself up a mountain and feel it. Hello folks, so here's a very brief gear talk for you. You've seen me use this a few times on films recently. This is the flex tail gear tiny pump, and a lot of people sort of think, well, it's not necessary, but for the size and weight of it, it's a brilliant addition to my kit, because it comes with all sorts of attachments for inflating my sleep pad, both the Trekology and the Thermarest. This attachment here is for the UL80, and it just attaches nicely onto the little nozzle, the output nozzle here, and then you double press this button on the end and off it goes. Now there is the Tiny Pump X, where this bottom section, if you hold the button in, it lights up as well. There's LEDs inside it, but I chose not to go for that one. I've gone for the one that's just the pump, because I like my Goal Zero lighthouse quite a lot. So I'm going to get my UL80 blown up with this now, and yeah, it's I'll do it in real time, but I'll also speed it up and put a little clock on the bottom to let you know exactly how long it takes to blow up this UL80. Okay, here we go. It, simple as that. Awesome. So there's the Van Gogh Venom 300 sleeping bag that I'm in tonight. That's my summer bag. And there's the Aloft Deluxe Trekology Aloft Deluxe pillow. All good. Nice and simple. Job's a good one. This is our beverage for the evening, folks. Brewdog Lost Lager, and they're calling it a Planet First Lager because they reckon it's the world's first carbon negative beer. Look at that. Brewed with fresh surplus bread, which I guess is the yeast source, using a third less water, powered by Brewdog wind turbines. They're reforesting the Scottish Highlands. So here's to you. By drinking this beer, you're having a positive impact on the planet. Who knew? And on top of that, it doesn't taste too bad either. I'd say if you're a fan of Stella, it's got that kind of taste about it. It's nice. It's 4.5%, so it's not face meltingly strong, and yeah, it's good. Good lager. So Dave and I are going to smash a few. Dave's got some wine, and he's got his own. What you got there, mate?
4 pure session IPA.
Ah, he's got himself an IPA.
It's got a positive impact on the
and
environment.
we're using the water of the Lynn behind us to keep the beers cool tonight. We may even pop our feet in there for a little paddle in a bit. Yeah, see you in a bit. Well, I know I sort of harp on about it, folks, but this place is absolutely idyllic. That's my beer cooling in the water down there, by the way. Don't worry, it's not rubbish. Last time Dave and I came, we camped on that little pinnacle over there and spent 14 hours in our tents because it was raining constantly. But we've had a walk all the way around here and there's no evidence whatsoever of anyone being here. And it is absolutely pristine. And that is exactly how we'll leave it. So, yeah, you forgive me, but both of us are going to be keeping this place pretty secret, playing the cards quite close to our chest with the location of this one. But you know, if you followed the path up that we've taken and you can read an OS map, then you'll find it. And if you do find it, please, please, please leave no trace. Treat it with love and respect, because it's a real special place. Okay, so we're trying something new for tea tonight. New to me, I mean, not new to the market or anything like that. What I've got is an Italian-inspired main meal by Tent Meals. It's a sort of combination of Italian seasoned couscous, almonds, Brazil nuts, winter veg, sun-dried tomatoes, and Parmesan-style shavings, which sounds like a great combination. 500 calories. And what you do is you boil up 200 ml of water, tip that into it, and then stir it well, cover it up and leave it for 7 minutes. It sounds like a great meal. The drawback of it being, of course, that it doesn't come in a bag that you can cook it in. You do have to tip it into something else to cook it. So I'm going to get my water boiled up, and then I'm going to use my Tokes pot to cook this in, cover it up and leave it to soak in there. So let's crack on with that. Right, we're just coming up towards the 7-minute mark on this now. But I'm going to be honest with you, I won't be buying this again. This is too much like hard work for a meal for me. I don't come camping to cook a gourmet meal. I come camping for the scenery. I come camping for the walk. I come camping to sit in the peace and quiet. I don't come camping to think about cooking a meal. And I've had to add more water, which meant I've had to heat it up again, which means I can feel it as I stir. It's burnt onto the bottom of my pot, which means that when I come to make my coffee in the morning, I'm going to have an absolute pig of a time getting it all off the bottom of the pot. Now, I'm sure people with more experience of tent meals will be saying whatever they're saying to the screen, telling me I've done something wrong. But for me, the amount of water the packet says ain't enough. So I'm going to try this, and then we'll go from there. But let's see. So it looks the part. Come and have a look. Come and see what you think. There you go. Look at all that. Loads of big lumps of nuts. It smells fantastic. it's got that lovely herby kind of Italian smell that you'd expect from an Italian inspired meal. Let's just move you out of the way. So let's see how we get on with this now. I'm going to try and get a big lump of nuts, try and get plenty of couscous on my fork as well, and we'll see how we get on. Okay, here we go. Okay, so to be fair, it's pretty tasty, but not for me. Not for me. It's a meal, and I'll enjoy it tonight. Could do with some salt, but, and I'm not advising you against buying it, but I won't be buying it again. This is not my style of thing. And it's very nice to try. I'm glad I've tried it. But that's the best I can say about it, I think. So, yeah, so this is what I'm having to do to get the burnt bits off the bottom of my pot. Because when I added the extra water and had to heat it up again, that couscous very quickly burnt itself to the pot. Probably my fault, probably wasn't just, should have been more careful with it, lower heat, etc. But full disclosure, I finished the meal, but I added some of Dave's Tabasco sauce, just to give it a little bit something. Yeah, I stick with my original, what I said. I won't be buying it again, but I don't, it's not because it's bad, it's just not my taste. So I don't discourage anyone from buying tent meals, Italian inspired main meal, but yeah, it's not for me. Well, we're reaching that lovely point in the evening now where the sun's just starting to lower over here, and the mountains are just becoming silhouettes, and the wind has disappeared. You can see on the Lynn behind me there's barely a ripple, and it's an absolutely gorgeous evening. So we're going to sink a couple more beers. Dave's got a bottle of wine. Might get romantic later. No, I'm joking. Seriously, don't go there. But yeah, it's gonna be a cracking evening, and we've got a lot to talk about because it's been a rough year in a lot of ways. So yeah, we're gonna chat the night away, sink some more beers, and have a lovely one. And unless there's any night time lapse, any stars tonight, anything like that, the next thing you'll see from me is my usual coffee making montage in the morning, I suppose. So I'm going to sign off for the night. I'll see you lovely folk in the morning, and if I get any star photography tonight, then you'll be seeing that just about now. Night night, folks. Well, folks, I know I said goodnight to you, but I couldn't ignore this because the sky's cleared, and the forecast says I'm going to get some clear sky for some star photography tonight. But right now, and I'm about to become a silhouette because look at this. This is our sunset for tonight. The sun is going down over the sea over here, and oh my life, what an absolute stunner. We were starting to worry that it was going to get a bit chilly and claggy and that we were going to have to head inside, but wow. Dave's just standing with his arms open, accepting the sunlight, I think, and wow, what an absolute beauty. We've got some cracking views here, folks. We've got Hilleberg over here. And I can't remember what this one's called. Dave, what's this?
Is it Yarran?
Yarran. Yeah, Yarran. Yeah, I'm probably pronouncing that terribly. And of course, Snowdon. We can't actually see the summit of Snowdon from here, but you can see the South Ridge path goes up over that little rise there.
That's what we got.
And oh, there we go. Dave's got this app that tells us the name of all the mountains there. So it is Yarran. And then we've got Craig Wen and Hilleberg over there. Yep, lovely. So we're loving life tonight. I probably sound a little bit drunk because I got through half my hip flask in that hot chocolate earlier. But it's easy to wax lyrical when you're somewhere like this, to be honest with you. What an absolute belter. It is so good for the soul to be somewhere like this. And we're going to leave this mountain tomorrow. We're going to leave this mountain an awful lot more positively than we arrived today. So yeah, it looks like you're going to see a night time lapse. So yeah, watch this space. But as for me talking anymore, I promise this is the last of it. So I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, dude.